La 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 la, wait till I give my money right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascend. I have Polkadot up on the screen here, the USD price chart on the left, the market cap chart over here on the right. So, reason that is, if we go back to this high here, both of those are circled in yellow. Right now, the price is down about 93% from that high over there in October of 2021. On the market cap chart, we're closer to 89%. So you can see that with the tokenomics, there's something at play. I don't own the coin, but there's some kind of inflationary pressure. So we have to use the market cap chart in order to measure out the USD price. Don't argue with me. I'll show you why. If we look at this second yellow here, you can see on the price chart, it did not set a new high over that local high from March of 2024. Over here on the market cap chart, it did. So just blind proof right there. You guys see it for yourself that there's something going on. So we got to use the market cap chart. This is where it gets a little convoluted here is in this wave count. We have the 5 up, we have the 5 down. And right now, we can't say that it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We took out wave 2 lows here. This thing would have had to hold a little bit higher up. I would have even argued you could have gotten this deep here, but it didn't. It took out that low. So this is not a 5-wave move right now. What it is a little bit more complex of a structure. So let me show you here. We have our wave 1 run up, and then we go WXY. I'll go ahead and show you what that pattern looks like. Give me a sec. Right here. Double 3 pattern. So we had our run up right there. We have a W. X takes that out slightly. Y sets a new low slightly. All right. Within each of those, you can see A, B, C. On the way back up here, A, B, C. On the way down here, you could argue a 5-wave move, but an A, B, C. All right, I'll take all those off. So essentially what we're looking at right now is like a 1, 2, and we're waiting on 3, 4, 5. You could argue that 1's right there. All right, a little bit more complicated of Elliott Wave theory. I get it. We're not going to dive too deep into it. Most importantly, what we want to look at here are the fibs. So I'm going to draw this out on dot right there. Boom. Back in 2021, only about 3%, or excuse me, 25% of alts went off into new highs. This is a huge market cap coin. Okay, 6.27 billion right now, and it's ranked 24th overall. This could end up being one of those situations where we get more of a retracement than something else, especially because we've been stuck in this range since June of 2022, and we are down 90% at the time of recording. And at the absolute low, we were down, 92% there. 89% right there. So pretty shot down. But what we want to do figure out is where are we headed on waves 3, 4, and 5. And before I do that, guys, I created the Quantum Circle, 2 daily macro videos, entries, exit strategies, a private Discord. This is where the real alpha is. It doesn't matter what coins you're holding. It all comes down to the macro. So members there are definitely making back their money early, just on the entries and exits alone. Just don't be buying at the wrong time. All right, back to this. Let's see what we got going on here. I can draw this out. I'm going to draw it on this final wave here. That X to Y, okay, or the 1 to 2. Actually, let's take it from the wave 1 right there. 1 to 2, all right? Looking at this, a full extension right here gets us up to about 50 billion, and that's pretty far from where we're at right now. All right, typically how this moves is we're going to break above this range and then back test this range, oftentimes to the 1618. So first I'm going to get rid of that. The 1618, and we're saying this wave 4 comes back to back test this area. Typically on a wave 4 drop, we're looking anywhere between like 35 and 50%. Okay. This is a higher cap coin, so it's probably going to be closer to that 35%. There's less volatility. We see that last high right there was 30. Right here at the 786, we're closer to that 40% mark, 13.22 billion. This would be a completely normal and logical place for this to back test. We would then go off into a fifth wave, which realistically gets us very close to a double top on the market cap. All right, so if I put this out, bam, you can see right here, very close to a double top. And where we're at from the current point, that would give us a 8x. All right, 700% or an 8x. It would put it up at 50 billion for the market cap. I'm not saying that this thing can't go further. All right, I know half of you are screaming at the TV right now or at your screen because you need higher prices. I get it. This thing could, mathematically, there's potential for 223 billion. That's a moonshot, though, an absolute moonshot, not at all my base case, especially with a higher cap coin like this. People are going to see smaller alts running way harder, and they're going to be jumping in. This takes a lot of liquidity to get up there. We haven't seen this price since 2021. Okay, so that's what I would be looking at there. Now what we need to do is take these percentages and extrapolate it over. So looking at this third wave from where we're at right now, we're saying that gets us up to about 22 billion. And you see some confluence with the the larger fibs too. 247% from the current price, 3.5x, 247. That gets us just above these highs here. Okay, let's see. We'll mark that out. Like 1350, and you can see that was a support at one point right here. We hit it twice, came through, finished up, came close there as well. So we're looking at like 1350. That would be our wave 3. We then said, that this right here, we're looking at approximately 40% drop, 39.66. Where does that bring us here? 39. That's about as close as I'm going to get. Right around like 812. Right there. And then from that point, wave 5, we're looking at another 275% or a 3.75x. Where does that put us? 275. Right up here, about $30 for DOT. Nice round number. That's technically 3078. So how this would be looking is, again, it's at a different spot of the wave count because it set new lows, but we'll just say 1, 2 there. So you can see 3, 4, 5. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. So we're looking for a run up to 1350, a drop back down to 812, a final blow off here to 3075. And so what this would be creating on the price chart on a macro time frame, you get an A, a B, and then a C leg, and this would coincide with a huge drop in markets and global depression. This thing technically would fall just short. It'd be the same thing, an A, a B, and a C. So that's how we have to do it, guys. I'll go ahead. I'll put these in the title. I know that was a lot of math, but I'm telling you, you got to be paying attention to market cap with a lot of this stuff. If you're not paying attention to the market cap, you're going to be holding on for much higher prices, right? Let's say we were looking at a full extension of this range. You guys are going to be up here looking for $40 plus, when realistically that same range only gets you to 30. So make sure you guys are paying attention to that on all of your tokens. Again, I have the Quantum Circle. I go through a ton of this stuff. Real-time trades, my portfolio. 2 macro videos a day, a Discord, and I teach you how to do TA just like me. Link to that in the bio. If not, just super appreciative you guys are here. If you could follow, like, repost. I'm trying to reach as many people as I can before it's too late. So I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Talk to you in a bit.